just talk about how, on average, I'm opening the door for men more than they open the door for me?
Apparently, that's a problem. Otherwise, we wouldn't be hearing about it.
I knew that chivalry was, but like I didn't know it was like this.
Like what? Being treated as an equal instead of a delicate, helpless woman that can't do anything for herself?
Like, I don't mind being kind to men, opening the door for them, yeah. But it's just a little off-putting when it's like 3 out of 5 times I'm opening a door for a man and he's just going right through.
Well, a lot of women do that to men. They go right through the door and don't even say thank you. But yet somehow women are offended when they're treated in the same way.
You feel like a man after that? Like me personally, I wouldn't feel like a man after that. Like I'd feel like a bitch.
It's rather ironic that when some women want to try to insult men, they usually end up referring to them by a term that was normally used to try to insult women, insinuating that they are feminine. Anyone else see the irony there?
And do you have any respect for yourselves? Like, you guys, on average, guys, I'm really out here opening doors for men more than they're opening for me. We're talking about grown-ass men. We're talking about grown men, like weird men, okay? Me, little lady, opening the door for you 3 to 5 times is kind of weird.
Interesting. And that goes right along with a little trend that I've been noticing, that some women really despise gender roles, except when it comes to men. They think that men apparently should stay in certain gender roles, but that it doesn't apply to women. Except, of course, when it benefits them.
Saying, I don't date single moms, the way that women say, I don't date broke men, would that be seen as preference or prejudice?
Prejudice.
It will be seen as prejudice by women, by some women, I imagine, but preference by men. But the answer is it's preference.
Yeah.
I feel like just because a woman has a baby, that doesn't mean it's the end for them. Like, they still have, if it didn't work out with their baby daddy, they still have a chance to find their person. I love when men take on women with babies. Like, I'm like, that's amazing.
I think it would be seen as prejudice, although I think it's fair. I think if you don't want to date someone who has a baby, whether you're a woman or a man, I think that should be your choice, and I think it's completely fair.
Why is it not seen as prejudice when women don't want to date broke men?
Brain break.
Because you don't want anyone to be leeching off of you. I think men and women should be completely equal as far as like how much they work and bring to the table. But the truth is, like, women do carry children, and if they have to be out of work for a while, then the men should be able to make up for that. So I would not date someone who's broke.
Oh, it's actually wild to watch the cognitive dissonance within real time. You cannot, within the same sentence, say that you believe in equality and also give an example of inequality within your thinking. To have a man say, I don't want to be with a single mom, and it could be for financial reasons, you gonna call him prejudice. Meanwhile, it's okay for a woman not to date a broke guy, not because of financial reasons, but because, as a woman, I have to be in a situation and I'm gonna have kids, and it's a very struggle-filled time. Like, it's absolutely insane to listen to them cope of why the logic doesn't apply to them.
If women had to self-improve to attract hypergamous men, would they call that oppression or accountability?
Men will call it accountability, I suppose.
Probably oppression. I would feel like I'm pressured if I had to, make sure I look like this good every day just to be with someone. I would definitely feel pressured.
It's actually insane. With that logic, you flip genders, men are currently oppressed. Interesting.
Like, I'm confused. Y'all love to call men sassy. Y'all love to call men and this and that. This gives very much lesbian behavior to me. Women do not respect women. And this is something I've realized in my lifespan of having interpersonal relationships, and more so even just working with so many women throughout my career. For those of you who are new here, I am a certified life coach. I specialize in love and relationships, self-development, and finances, and I have been doing so for a decade. Y'all remember when Nipsey Hussle or whatever, right? And Lauren London, I think to this day, Lauren London that's my baby. That's the man that changed it all for me. That's the man that really gave me a good scope on relationships. That's who was just going to be till the day I die, right? And I think there was I forgot who it was it Kodak Black maybe? I don't remember who it was, but there was some entertainer who had tried to make some type of advances towards Lauren London on social media. I don't remember how it went, but y'all know, because y'all keep up with this stuff way more than I do. And there was a plethora of male entertainers that came out talking about leave her alone, Nipsey this and respect Nipsey that and so on and so forth, right? Do you know why they stood up for Lauren London? It was not predominantly because of Lauren. It was because of Nipsey, because they respected Nipsey. Men respect men, but women do not respect women as a whole. That's why you'll see that men are less likely to be side dudes as opposed to women who are more likely to be side chicks. These are statistically proven. I made a video about it. I'm not arguing with you. This is why men can go on their boys trip and come back all friends. And then when some women go on these girls trips, they come back beefing, hating each other. And sometimes, unfortunately, someone doesn't come back at all. I talk a lot about romantic relationships on this page, right? And that's because that's where my expertise is in. That's what y'all want to hear. But honestly, if you do not know how to have a good relationship with a woman, with the person that you're more than likely going to have a relationship with or multiple relationships with, you're unlikely to have a good relationship with a man, romantic relationship that is. At one point when the women were getting the BBLs and their bodies done and all this type of stuff, I would say it was for a man. Now y'all are doing it to compete with the other woman because you want to look better for the other woman. You want, like, I'm confused. Y'all love to call men sassy. Y'all love to call men and this and that. This gives very much lesbian behavior to me. Y'all doing everything in competition with another woman. Y'all changing yourselves in competition with another woman. You only want to have aesthetically pleasing female friends. Like, let's be for real. Let's work on having better relationships with ourselves and better relationships with the people around us. And again, women are going to gravitate towards women. So focusing on having those more impactful, meaningful, genuine relationships with other females. Let's start there. Stay safe.
Okay guys, I want to talk to you really quick because obviously my name keeps getting brought up by either women or men. Lately it's these red pill guys because I said my money, or what did I say? His money is our money and my money is my money, which is a common saying, whatever. I'm not even going to elaborate because I don't care to explain myself to them. But what I will say is, if you're not going to be a man, women, like if you're gonna say, oh, women should do this for us and we're the prize and blah blah blah, at least be a man for yourselves. And what I mean by that is, so I just want to feel like you guys are doing, whether it's Andrew Tate or the red pill podcast guys, like when they tell you something, when they ask you to jump, you say how high. You're still not a man either way. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you're still a little beta boy doing whatever these men tell you. Why are you mad at us? Why are you mad if me and my husband are cool with each other, if we both make jokes at each other's expense?
We're the trust fund baddie community. We're not red pill related. Why is it that every single time that men, we call out women on their BS, all of a sudden you become a red pillar? We're not misogynists. We love women. We just hate poor and entitled women. And you, madam, are extremely entitled. There is nothing you was joking about when you said his money is your money. You clearly know what you said. You also expounded on what you said, so just stand on business. Don't try to retract it. This has nothing to do with hating women. This has everything to do with not dealing with entitled women like you, who think just because you look the way you think you look, that's enough. It's not enough. Yes, we are the prize. Yes, your husband is the prize. I don't got nothing against him. I personally support him. But you, on the other hand, you're an op. You're literally his op in 4K. He's just too soft to realize that. And I was doing a little research. They're saying that you're his first everything. You know you got that boy trapped in the cage. It's okay. We see it. But it's okay for us to also call it out. No one is trying to cancel you. All we're trying to do is show your true colors of who you are. We don't want to cancel you. We just want to truly reveal who you are to the world, because there's so many women just like you hiding in the shadows and trying to portray themselves as good, high value women. You're not. You're literally leeching off your husband. We see that in 4K, and we're going to mention that every single time. So when you pick up that mic, speak accordingly. If not, you will hear from us again.
Can you think of a single time ever in history where women have collectivized and used force to take anything from men?
Not force.
And so if that's the case and men have a monopoly on force, you're always going to have to appeal to them to not use it on you. Because here's the dirty truth, and it's brutal, and I'm sorry, but I'm not going to lie to you. I know that if men collectivize in the West and decide to put women in little cages, there's not a they can do about it. So they really have to appeal to the benevolence of men, and all they do is demonize them, and that's crazy to me.
So I mean, again, like when I mentioned earlier how that kind of justifies like any tyrannical invading force, do you think there's not a justification, it's a descriptive. The less powerful party in that situation should just appease to the oppressor or the invading force?
The thing is that, let me ask you this. If you have somebody who's larger than you are and can beat you up, do you talk to them?
No, not necessarily.
Why not?
So they don't beat me up.
They don't beat you up, right?
But there should still be some kind of...
Hang on. Is that a form of appeasement?
Well, I just distance myself from this person.
So it's not a form of appeasement?
But a third party
hang on.
witnessing...
Answer the question I asked first. Is it a form of appeasement when someone's much larger than you, so you don't talk to them because you don't want to get beat up? Is that appeasing?
I mean, you're not really doing anything in that situation.
It's not appeasement then. So when we're talking about this, it's not appeasement either.
But to even go back to what they were saying, I think it's complicated. That channel was asking if you had to self-improve, then would that be oppression or accountability? And of course, the woman said that would be oppression, because I would have to look a certain way every day. Nobody said anything about having to look a certain way. You said that. We said if you had to self-improve. Self-improve could mean going to the gym. It could mean working on your attitude. It could mean a lot of different things. Working on your mental, your emotional, your spiritual. It just depends on what area of your life you need a little bit more work on. But of course, modern women are going to see that as oppression because they think that they're perfect just the way they are.
Y'all want to know the real reason why no one likes to club anymore and why clubbing culture is dead? Well, surprise, surprise, the reason is men, but let me tell you why. As it's been established, men aren't real men nowadays. They don't like being gentlemen, they don't like being courteous, and they don't like women very much. The other day, me and my friends were at a beach club and we were at the bar waiting to buy our drinks because, you know, we're strong, independent women and we don't want men to buy our drinks, but if someone offers, why not? So these two men come up to one of my friends and they go, hey, like, do you mind if we cut in line? We're just getting 2 drinks. Oh, whoa, wait. We've been waiting here. Sure, you guys can cut us in line, like, but are you guys gonna get us our drinks? He was just like, no. And then I was like, oh. So then why the f did you ask? Move then. What happened to ladies first? What happened to clap? And then this man has the audacity to try hitting on my friend who didn't even buy her a drink. What makes you think you could talk to her? All of these men will get in and they'll just stand there. They won't even dance. They'll just stand there and just look at women. Just being full on monitoring spirits. Like, just stood there like, oh no, the girls should come up to us. No. Men will go out in big groups and they won't get tables. They won't buy bottles. A lot of these clubs aren't making money anymore. So now a lot of them are charging girls too. The reason why you're still open is because we are in your establishment. 9 times out of 10, when we come out, it's not fun anymore anyways. So why the are we spending money to not even have fun? That's why I think clubbing culture is done. I'm more of like a lounge, you know, speakeasy type girl now. We're not doing that in 2025 anymore.
So let me get this straight. This guy asked you to cut in line. You could have said no. You could have said off, wait for us first, and then you go after. But he asked nicely and you said yes. And there wasn't even a conversation of like, hey, if I let you cut, you got me and my girlfriend over here. We just want 2 of these drinks. You could have said that as well. But then you get mad at him for not buying you drinks. And you get even more mad by the fact that he finds your friend attractive and he wants to hit on her. Like, the logic is not logicking. And then you went on this whole tantrum of how clubs are and how everything is bad. Let me get something straight. Let me tell you guys this, okay? Buying a girl a drink at the bar is probably the worst thing that you can do as a guy. Random girls, I mean. Not your girl. If it's your girl, do whatever you want to do. Because the ROI on it is very low. Women are typically very unappreciative of drinks. And a lot of women feel like it's an expectation. And they will use you. And I know a ton of girls, even my own female friends, that will let guys buy them drinks at the bar and then vanish away. Even when they got boyfriends, even when they're in relationships. Never buy a girl a drink unless you actually know her. Never buy a girl a drink unless she's actually with you at the bar, in your presence, on a date, whatever it may be. It's the dumbest thing that you can do. And all these girls shaming men for not letting them sit in sections, not letting them do that, it's their money. They can do whatever they want. I hate to say it. I understand that times have changed. Back in the day, men were a lot more chivalrous, but those days are gone. Women have kind of it. I don't need a man. I'm an independent woman. This narrative has pushed men away. If you're so independent, if you can do everything on your own, why the do you need us to buy your drinks? Tell me that.
A sweet man who speaks kindly to me, who's very gentle with me, who enjoys making me happy, seeing me smile makes him smile, who's very intentional, who likes date nights, who likes to buy me things just because he thought of me and said, you know what, I think she would like this. I want him. And I don't know why y'all try to put a label on this type of man, a man that actually loves women. I don't know why y'all labeled it as a simp.
I think you're being short-sighted when you say that a man who loves women. It's deeper than that. This is a man who doesn't really love himself. That's what a simp is. And that's why people ridicule these type of men. And that's how we make each other better. We insult each other with love. So yes, if you're doing some kind of behavior, it's the same way as women call a pygmy. I'm pretty sure this woman would not have a problem with women calling other women pygmies, you know. And this is how you guys tell each other, hey, stand up, you know, because yeah, for certain, there's some women who treat men that don't deserve to be treated well. You know why? Because they may be stigmatized, or the dude may have money, or he's very handsome, who knows. But it's never really because of all these things you mentioned. It's never because he's doing date night and he's romantic and all this stuff. Like, so the method has been proven to not work, and that's why men are so upset with other men, because it's like you're doing a method that doesn't work. It's like a dude trying to grow his quads by doing pull-ups. That's essentially what, you know, simps are doing. Like, you're not going to secure the woman by doing whatever she says. Women don't like that. They want a leader, and unfortunately a lot of women can't be led because you have to fit certain criteria. You know, you have to be a lot of things that most men don't fit the checklist. So what women do, they pick guys, they pick simps that they can control, and because they know this guy will pretty much be under their thumb, and he will simp, because at least if I can't secure the guy I want, at least I can have somebody I can control. And that's another point of reference for men to draw insults from, and you put it in a nice package. It's a simp.
On today's episode of The Grass Ain't Greener on the Other Side, multi-millionaire, super famous Cenat and his girlfriend are done. Kai has just posted, said that he's single and he's never getting a relationship again. And it is alleged that this young lady named Gigi was cheating with none other than NBA YoungBoy. Allegedly. This is exactly why we tell men to focus on themselves. Women talk about men not being ambitious. This guy's a multi-millionaire. Women talk about men not being able to lead him. This guy is a freaking CEO and leader of millions. Women talk about men not being good enough. Well, quite frankly, this guy is richer than anybody you've ever had an opportunity to talk to. At what point in time is enough enough? See, some women will never be satisfied with the man that they're with because they're not satisfied with who they are. They're not satisfied and they're not happy with themselves. They have something internal going on. Because if Cenat can't keep it, woo! Like, this is getting ridiculous. He's famous, clouded the up, super rich, super plugged in, extremely well respected and loved by millions of people. And it's not good enough. At this point, these want to marry Jesus or something. I have no idea what the is good enough. And you know what? It started bad from the beginning, because this young lady whose mom is a OF model was already meddling in their business. Fellas, when you're on your purpose and you're moving towards a goal, sometimes these women can just be a distraction. Sometimes these women can knock you off your rocker. He had came out on his birthday and said he was going through some mental health things, and of course this story just drops less than 2 days after that. Pretty sure they're related. Some women, it's never enough. You can have the money, you can have the cars, you can have the fitness, you can have the body, you can have the looks, you can have the clout, you can have the respect, and it's still gonna be a that's gonna want someone or something else. It's still not enough for them. You can buy this whole the whole world and this looking at the moon. You buy the moon and they're talking about Pluto. And you gotta watch the type of women you choose, because these generational curses get passed down. Her mama was a bop. What do you think a bop's gonna have? A baby bop. Healing energy from Kai. What he needs to understand is as he goes along, he's gonna continue to get bigger and better. And I can guarantee you that this is the biggest thing that's ever happened in this young lady's life and will happen in this young lady's life. Fellas, focus on yourselves. These hoes ain't out here playing fair. The next time you and a chick split up and she tries to make it seem like it's your fault or you're not good enough for her, bro, if Cenat won't good enough for her OnlyFans daughter, then it's not us, bros. It's them hoes. That ugly money. So listen, y'all, I'm not a gatekeeper, so I'm not going to hide the information. Y'all are missing the bag. I understand that you might like to work and you like to do this and go to work every day and go out in the cold and start your car up and go to that job that you hate. And that's fine if that's what you want to do. But y'all are missing a big bag, and I can help you get it. DM #content and let me show you with the meeting of how you can do this. This is a light month. This is this month. This is from a couple of weeks ago. I just posted this picture today. As you can see, it's this month, okay? And that's not the biggest month. Let me show you how to do it. Let me show you how to change your life, your lifestyle, your household, your financial situation with content. I'm one of the biggest content creators in the freaking country right now. One of the biggest male content creators in the world. DM the word content. Let's set up a meeting and let me give you the game. You have to buy me lunch though.
A lot of women are losers, and I want to talk about it. A lot of y'all feel like men should provide for you guys and should upgrade your lifestyles, but you have nothing in return to give to him. Therefore, that makes you a loser. And you always are so quick to call men losers if they live at home with their mom or if they don't have a job. You'll label them a loser very quickly, but a lot of y'all be baby mamas living off the government, don't have, like I said, nothing to offer anyone. You can't even look at yourself in the mirror and be accountable, then have the nerve to call someone else a loser. Yeah, loser. And the amount of women that encourage bad behavior, negativity, and the catty-like behavior, loser mentality. And the thing about losers, they want to make other people losers. So this is why you see them being so miserable and trying to make other women miserable. And women lie to each other, and instead of telling each other the truth, they would just rather normalize bad behavior. It's disgusting. And a lot of women make horrible decisions. They live with no discipline. They don't care how they carry themselves, and they just project all of their negative energy back onto men. It's the patriarchy. Not to mention, a lot of you guys are complaining about the very men that you raise. You don't want to date the men that you raise. And why is that? Is it because a lot of you guys don't even want to be mothers? And y'all complain about all of the things that make women beautiful, that make women unique. You guys hate that about yourselves and still find a way to blame it on men.
Feminism is in this country.
Can you be more specific?
Feminism has taught us to hate men and to fear men because capital profits off of my fear as a woman. If I'm afraid of men, they can make a profit off of that. There's a gender war because men are the underdogs right now. Men are the ones being told you're feared, you're wrong, everything you do is wrong, go make money, don't show emotion, be. Women are making a rise to the top. We've over-feminized so much and included women so much, which is great, but we don't have to tear men down to include women.
So why is there so much talk about male privilege?
Because for a long time there was male privilege, and now the script is flipped. Now women are the ones with privilege, but no one's ready to hear that.
But why are we still talking about male privilege?
Because no one's ready for it. We're not ready to make that change. We're seeing more women in films, more women in power. The amount of jobs that I have seen that say women only is ridiculous. In an effort to hire more women and get them hired and include them, we've excluded men.
I mean, I know the lady was upset because a man didn't buy her drinks. But I think honestly, and this is what I mean when I say modern women could use an attitude adjustment. There's no reason to let that ruin your night. I just think that modern women have to talk about anything and everything. And you don't. They have to share anything and everything. And you don't. Just don't say stuff. Just stop talking. You don't have to continue to share certain things. And even at that, you could just kind of brush it off and say, oh man, these men out here, man, you guys are busters. Are you good? Okay, if we let you cut, are you going to buy our drinks? Man, no, we're not going to buy your drink. Okay, then why would we let you cut? I tell you what, if you buy our drinks, then you'll get something special. I mean, just kind of mess around, kind of play around with them. But modern women, they say that men have lost the art of being gentlemen and approaching and chivalry and all that stuff. But modern women have really lost the art of, just kind of being friendly, just kind of being, and I say flirty loosely because I don't want you to think that you should go out there just kind of, just falling all over men. But you can kind of be a little bit playful and kind of joke around a little bit without always feeling entitled.
Let's talk about how men have adapted to the changes that have come in the dating landscape with women. So in the last 60 or 70 years, since we've had feminism come onto the scene and we've had this revolution, one of the things that women often say is how evolved they have become and how free they are and empowered they are and all of the things that they can do and own and be and have. But what's happened with men? A lot of women criticize the fact that men are not welcoming to all of this evolution, but in fact, they have adapted and women don't like it. It's interesting that women want to evolve into these totally new creatures, but they want to see men stay the same. They want to keep men in the protector and provider box, but women get to be in all of the boxes. So ladies, here is a harsh reality. Men are adapting to the changes that they see in modern day women. And a lot of them are just opting out. A lot of them are making the decision that, they don't want to show up as a traditional man to a new age modern woman because that just doesn't benefit them the same. It doesn't hit the same. So you need to understand that men are going to evolve too. They are going to become less masculine. They're going to become more egalitarian. And a lot of you and your true nature is not going to like it.
The one truth that is hard for a lot of quality guys to accept is the more that you work on yourself, the more that you develop yourself, the more that you develop your character, your ability, your skill set, your energy, the fewer dating options you actually will have. Let me explain. This could be a hard pill to swallow for a lot of guys because it goes against the conventional advice. That advice being that the more you work on yourself, the more options you'll have. The truth is, the more you work on yourself, the more false positives you'll encounter. And there's two major reasons why this occurs. Because as you do the work, the inner work, and you become a more quality person, a more grounded person, you become a magnet for the women who have not done the work. The women who are more chaotic, the women who have attachment issues, the women who are insecure. They'll become more attracted to your new grounded presence because you feel safe. Now, the second reason why your options decrease is because your tolerance shrinks. What I mean by that is, the past version of you probably went for women who offered good chemistry, who validated you, who looked good, right? You connected on surface level attributes. But now that you've grown, you look for something that's more important, something more rare, which is alignment. And alignment can be tricky to find because you can't cold approach your way into it. You can't swipe your way into it on a dating app. The only way to find a woman who you're in alignment with, outside of divine intervention, that is to shift your focus from attraction to vetting. You have to notice it when it is in front of you. Now, this is a learnable skill, but unfortunately, it's one that many men haven't been taught. So if you need help with that, if you need help with vetting women, if you need help with bringing more quality women who you are in alignment with into your life, you can schedule a coaching call with me. The link for it is in my bio.
So we mature faster than men. It is a known fact.
If you say so.
Even at the adolescent stage, and even when we're in our 20s and our 30s, like our mindset is usually not the same, right? So women tend to like, you give a woman, she'll make a house a home, you know what I mean? So
Stop that.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Women ain't making no house, no goddamn home.
I promise you.
Maybe your grandmothers and the great grandmothers, like
The
these
right
women
woman.
today.
The
they
right
ain't
woman.
Well, see, now you putting everybody in one category.
So the right woman.
We can't sit here and say women are old, much more mature, but when it comes to older men and younger women, the maturity seems to go out the window. Or maybe men are more mature. That's why they can deal with older women. Like it's one or the other. We can't sit here and say women are mature. Y'all always getting finessed by the older men, while the younger men, they're not getting as finessed. Are they more mature? That's why they can handle the older women, and the younger women are not as mature. That's why they keep getting finessed by the older men. Like I don't know. Like
the YNs is finessing the older women though. Right?
Are they more mature?
I'm fucking with you. I'm staying in your crib.
I got a bone to pick with y'all men.
No, you don't. You just got your hair done and you feeling yourself. But it's okay. We're going to entertain it. Your discretion is advised.
Why is it that y'all like to throw out compliments to women, telling them how beautiful they are and how you like the way they look and blah, 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 but you don't ask for their number?
To put it plain and simple, a compliment means nothing to a woman that gets them on a regular nowadays. It only holds value if it's attached to some kind of dollar amount, and I don't understand why. This isn't the early 2000s where you can compliment a woman and she truly appreciate it and be okay with you starting a conversation. Or we understand that getting this woman's number is going to come with some kind of bills eventually. Let's say you get that number, you hit her up the next day, magically she's going to be short $500 for her rent. And now she's expecting you to come out of pocket for it. And keep in mind, those compliments you was giving her didn't end when you first met her. They continue out through the conversation that y'all was having. And as soon as you disregard that $500 request, now you broke. You ain't Now all those compliments become a weapon for her to use against you because you didn't want to give her $500 of your own money. It sounds a little something like, oh, you like me, you think I'm beautiful, you think you want to be with me, but you don't want to pay my bills? Something like that.
Like, can you tell me why that is? You just want to be nice, throw out a compliment today, or you're scared? Which one is it?
It's definitely not men being scared. Contrary to popular belief, most men are not afraid of rejection. But the fact still remains, the art of getting a woman's number is not what it used to be. And I am wise enough to understand that this is not every woman, and I believe there are some women still out there that are willing to have a conversation with a man that compliments them. However, there are enough breezies screaming from the rooftops saying, my number costs $500 out the gate. Hey, I did a video on this very app where a woman told a young man it was $20 just to speak to her, let alone get her number. But besides all of that, there are generally men that just want to give a compliment. They thought you looked nice in the moment, and they just wanted to let you know. It's a healthy way to push back positivity into our dating ecosystem. Every compliment does not come with a motive. Some are just genuine compliments. And I think as people, we need to do a better job at normalizing compliments and making them go back to what they used to be for us. But you know what? Knowing y'all ain't gonna listen to what I'm saying. I'm just a normal guy. Y'all keep the change.
Can we please bring back the 90s men? Like,
No, we cannot. No, y'all keep asking for shit that's never gonna happen. No, we are not going to bring back 90s men. No. Few discretion is advised.
the men who adored you for real, the men who really loved you, the men who begged for your love, like the ones who cared about you for real, the ones who, it don't matter who around, they're gonna show their love for you. Like, bring back the nice men, bring back the respectful men, bring back the men who don't feel like they have to be hoes, please. Because these pit bulls y'all got out here, keep them.
You know what? In order for us to bring back 90s men, right, it would require y'all to be 90s women. And you making this video automatically disqualifies you from being that. Y'all talk about 90s men like y'all was actually dating them. Y'all don't know what the those men were actually like. Was the music better in the 90s? Yes. Do I think relationships were in a better space? Yes. But what it would require for you to have a 90s man, you are not prepared to do because your mind is in today's day and age. Y'all ain't even trying to go 50-50. 90s men were notorious for going 50-50. It was a normal thing. Y'all not trying to have no kids. And if y'all do, y'all only want one. I don't know too many families in the 90s that only had one kid. That was very rare. You're not even trying to dress modestly nowadays. You think 90s men were okay with their women coming outside half naked? No, that was not a thing. What's happening here is you are falling in love with the music and thinking all the men were like what the music is saying. And I'm not saying a lot of men were not. What I am saying is those men also had a standard. And most women in 2025 do not fit the standard of 90s men. That's just the reality of it. But you know what? I know you are not going to listen to me because I'm just a normal guy. Y'all keep the change.
All women want is a man's love and attention.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Well,
this is so stupid.
Coming from a woman, that's the truth. But you always have to expect that the man or woman you are talking to is probably talking to other people, and you're going to get your heart broken. So
that's also really accurate advice.
Even if he tells you you're the only one, you're probably not.
And this is exactly the same for women. You know that to be true. I'm not saying maybe you specifically, but you know women are probably actually worse.
No, I think if anything, men are worse at that. Yes. Yeah, no. Men are worse. Women only, when women love, they only love one.
Stop the cap. No, I'll tell you why women are worse. Is because women always, no matter how far in a relationship you are, always have other options. Men, on the other hand, they do in the very beginning stages of dating, but as they become more sincere and they love way harder, I believe, than women, and then they lose, they do. Everyone knows it. Everyone knows they do.
There's no fool that looks harder than me.
No. It's way harder for a dude to like love. When a dude loves, it's way harder than a girl, and it's way less like fugazi, like float in the wind. Today I feel like this, so I don't want to do this anymore. Like it's like I'll go through thick and thin. But women aren't like that. They're just not designed like that.
One thing, when she was talking about men are adapting to the women's evolution. So the first thing is women weren't actually lying about wanting a man to be their rock. That's exactly why, as she was pointing out, they want the man to continue to be traditional. That means you go to work, pay the bills, protect and provide, car stuff, and some other things that men do. But also, I want you to sort of quote unquote evolve into doing more around the house. That means cooking and cleaning. That means taking care of the kids as well. And honestly and truly, in a majority role, I would say a lot of women would like it minimum 60-40 their way, right? So the man takes care of the kids and does all the other stuff 60% of the time. And that doesn't stop him from doing all the other stuff that he has to do as a traditional man, planning the dates, paying for things, yada, yada, yada. So they do want the man to be their rock. But then also, what brings them to this thinking is they feel like, and she kept on talking about women evolving. And that was a very good word to use because that's what women think that they've done. Modern women, at least, they've evolved, and it's a better way to do it because now I'm out here and I'm actually more efficient than you are. I'm actually making more money than you, which that is the case in some instances, but by and large, no, it's not. But since I am taking, they say, okay, if you do something straight up, you take half, I take half. I'm still doing more because I take on the mental load, and the mental load counts for at least 50% more. So while you take 50%, I'm actually taking at least 100%, really honestly and truly 150%, because the mental load is heavy. So you're not even pulling your weight. Only when you start taking like the cooking and cleaning off my plate, you move up as a man to about 75%. When you start taking care of the kids, maybe 85%, right? But then they have another gear that takes them to, I think maybe 150 to about 175 to 200% more than you, because it's not only the mental load, it's me and my empathy and how I think about other people and how I would if I did. I don't a lot of times, but I would if I did do something and it would be morally correct. So modern women, they stack theoretical things on top of stuff, so the man could probably never ever be as good as them. And when a man thinks about this modern woman doing this type of stupid stuff, it's just best that he walk away.
Women say they're happy without a man because they can't get a man, they can't keep a man. Those are the women talking about stuff. Oh yeah, I'm 50, I don't need no man, I'm happy, I've never been so happy in my life. It's because you can't get a man or you can't keep a man, sis. That's why. So, and the other women hyping her up. Oh yeah, women are happier now, women are happier now. You know how happy we are with our dogs? You know how happy we are with no responsibility and no man, trying to touch us and talk to us? It sounds, I'm sorry, but it sounds. If men walked around and said, you know how happy we are, bro, without women trying to touch us and love up on us and be up in our face, bro, I've never been happier. That's so, that is literally. So, for y'all to sit up here and to talk about how happy you are without having a male touch, without having a male in your house, talking about, oh, we decenter man, this girl's so male-centered, she's so male-centered. We're supposed to be male and female centered. Y'all do know that's how all of us got here, right? We got here because people was hunching. We didn't get here because people had pets. I'm sorry. Y'all are getting on my nerves with this. Like, y'all are so annoying.
You have it? Because the saying is true. That's how you marry somebody ugly, right? Because they do stuff like that for you. Why don't you get...
Do you know what's so crazy? I notice a lot of women get married to men they don't like or they're not attracted to, and you could just tell because they do this to certain types of men. You can kind of see how his self-esteem level is just by the way that he puts his head down. I don't see how that's funny. There's a lot of things I don't think are funny. Pranks, cheating pranks, joking about being ugly, joking about dating somebody below your average or out of your league. I just think that saying stuff like that is not funny and will ever be funny. I don't care if you're a guy or a girl. If you go out of your way to say malicious things to your partner and disguise them as a joke, over time your partner's going to start believing them. Because how many times are we going to make a joke where you're calling me ugly or saying I'm not all that? And then it's so funny? Every woman thinks this is hilarious in the comment section. But if a man was to say, oh yeah, look at your stretch marks after a baby, now it's World War III. You're going to sit there and get so mad about how he's this, how he's that. Oh, he hates you. Leave him. But if it's the other way around, it's just a little joke, huh? Women don't know how to joke. I have said this time and time again. Women will hit below the belt every single time, and it's not even a joke. They'll say things to emasculate you. They'll say things to put you down. They'll say things that'll have you keep rethinking that you're not good enough. And then these same women will complain about, oh my gosh, when my husband gets home, he sits in his car for hours. When my husband gets home, he plays the game for hours. Well, if you called me ugly and thought that was a joke and told our child that in front of me, do you think I'm going to want to hang out with you? I think instead of men going back and forth with women, especially once they've been with them for so long, I think they kind of get so tired of you guys so much and that mouth you have that they probably just sit in sorrow and go, you know what? I'm just going to leave this because there's nothing I'm going to get out of it. And do you know how many times men come to women with their problems and the woman goes and says, well, it's because of this and and they make it about themselves instead of understanding that he has feelings and emotions too? So if you're doing these type of things to your husband and you wonder why all of a sudden he doesn't want to with you no more or doesn't want to deal with you, or maybe all the credit cards that he has up, he shuts them down so you can't use them no more, or maybe all the access you had to him, he cuts that off completely, or maybe he starts talking to somebody on the side, or maybe he starts talking to a mistress. I'm not saying cheating is okay. I'm not saying that these type of things are all right. But when you treat somebody unvaluable all the time and you want to joke around a lot and disguise it as a joke, even though it's not, Don't be shocked when the repercussions to that are something you cannot handle. I don't understand how it's so hard to not comprehend. If you don't want something done to yourself, don't do it to someone else. If you get bothered at your man looking at other women, talking about other women, what would make you think that you'd want to hear that you were ugly? Do you want to feel less valuable? Do you want to feel like you're not good enough? Exactly. So I think I would tread very lightly doing stupid like this. I don't understand getting in a relationship or being married if you're going to be a
This foreign girl's base.
What if I told you feminism didn't free women but actually created double taxpayers? So before, one man worked and supported one family. One tax, one household, one system. Then suddenly, government realized something insane. Wait, if women also go to work, that's 2 salaries. 2 taxes, double the income, double the spending. And somehow that became female empowerment. And here's the absurd part. Women said, I don't want to obey my husband. But now many women spend 8 to 10 hours obeying a boss who is also a man. But this time, he pays you and taxes you. And it gets even crazier. You work all day, you are exhausted, so you use the money you earn to pay a maid, to do all the chores you don't have energy for. So you basically work to pay someone else to do what you used to have time for. You go to work, you get paid, and then you spend the money on help, childcare, take out food, transport, everything. So what was the point? You're working to survive the work. And at the end of the day, women go home drained, no time for children, no patience in relationships, no softness left for family because everyone is tired, stressed, disconnected. And then society says, why don't women want kids anymore? So here's the real question. Did feminism empower women, or did it just turn all of us into perfect workers in the system? And I'm not saying the old system was perfect. I'm just asking, who benefited the most? Women, men, or the government who suddenly earned twice taxes?
Sounds like she's got it figured out. What do you guys say? So, women, would you rather be at home with your children, or would you rather be working?
You need to figure out what the you want. Women need to come together. I don't understand how women have a T app specifically revolved around talking about every man that they've ever dated, but they don't have an app to talk to each other about their mentality or why they think the way that they do. So how the do you legitimately go 5 to 10 years talking about how men need to stop being disrespectful and catcalling, and men need to respect women, and then in the same breath turn around when you're not getting validated and not getting attention and go, men are weird because they don't talk to women anymore. Men aren't men anymore because they don't approach girls. When y'all are literally the reason for that. Y'all need to start being accountable, and I know you don't know what accountability is. Men used to force you to be accountable back in the day, and they gave you way too many rights, and now you're walking around mindlessly and aimlessly, not knowing how to operate in the world. But you need to get your together. You need to know that you're a dunce, and if you don't like what men are doing, look at what women have done to cause men to be that.
Do you think, like, because you feel that you're not like a feminist or whatever, you are better than other women?
No, I don't. I'm a pretty humble person.
Do you feel that we hate men?
A lot of what you're saying does seem like man-hating behavior.
I mean, I do think men suck. I think a lot, because of the patriarchy, a lot of men have arrogance and they mistreat women. Do you agree?
No, I don't agree.
So you think men don't mistreat women?
I do not think that a majority of men mistreat women.
So
I do not.
Why do you think there are phrases like, ugh, men suck?
Because I think women are petty and dramatic.
Okay, so just because like you're going against other women doesn't mean like men are gonna choose you.
I'm not a pick me. I'm married. I'm already sold. I'm off the streets.
The streets?
Yeah, where all you are.
So you think because I'm not married, I'm on the streets and I like really need a husband?
You're really bitterly and desperately single, yes. You're obviously not happy. Your attitude does not scream, I'm happy and I love my life.
Do you think like because you feel that you're not like a feminist or whatever, you are better than other women?
No, I don't. I'm a pretty humble person.
Do you feel that we hate men?
A lot of what you're saying does seem like man-hating behavior.
I mean, I do think men suck. I think a lot, because of the patriarchy, a lot of men have arrogance and they mistreat women. Do you agree?
No, I don't agree.
So you think men don't mistreat women?
I do not think that a majority of men mistreat women.
So
I do not.
Why do you think there are phrases like, ugh, men suck?
because I think women are petty and dramatic.
Okay, so just because like you're going against other women doesn't mean like men are gonna choose you.
I'm not a pick me. I'm married. I'm already sold. I'm off the streets.
The streets?
Yeah, where all you are.
So you think because I'm not married, I'm on the streets and I like really need a husband?
You're really bitterly and desperately single, yes. You're obviously not happy. Your attitude does not scream, I'm happy and I love my life.
Your thoughts on the following statement. Dating for women is like shopping, while dating for men is like a job interview that he's paying for.
Yeah.
Can you explain that?
We feel like they're runner-ups and contestants.
If women have an abundance of choices, would women ever enter an arrangement where they weren't knowingly in control?
No.
So if women are
That's
the choosers, how are men the leaders?
Good question.
Very good
How
question.
can men lead if it's by women's terms?
I have no clue.
Are men leading when they subject themselves to rejection at a woman's discretion?
No.
So then why do we say that men are leaders when women are in control?
We want you guys to lead while we're still in control.
Thank you for being honest.
And she spoke right there. She spoke. And at least she did take accountability. It's, you know, modern women, they like to say we don't have any privilege. The men have all of the privilege. We have to work a lot harder than they do. There is nothing that we have that gives us the upper hand in this world. But then they come on shows like this and they have to admit, like I said before, great questioning. They have to admit, yeah, we do have not just privilege, but we have a lot of privilege. Actually, this is what we expect of men. When you put it a certain way, we are expecting men to do a lot of complicated stuff. We are expecting men to kind of guess, you know, do they want this? Well, we'll just read my body language. That's a very, like, I can see here and there when you don't feel like talking, but modern women practice this sort of read my body language and see if I want to talk to you today sort of thing. It's very immature long term, but that's what they expect out of a man. Well, a leader would know how to read his people. No, not always. A leader could, at some point in time, read body language, but he would also ask questions so he could get to know the person that he's leading. And if the person that he's leading does not cooperate with him, how can he get that far? He can't. But modern women don't think of that. They have a warped understanding of what leadership and cooperation actually is.